Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start our class with the poultry rearing. What do you mean by rearing? Rearing means it is the care and management that we are giving to the fowls. It has so many stages. Which are those stages? They are selection of the eggs, then incubation and hatching of the egg, and next the care that we need to give to the newborns. Then after that, what about the housing of that poultry and its feeding. These are the different stages of poultry rearing. We can let's see each stage one by one. First, the selection of eggs. Which type of eggs we need to select for rearing poultry? Medium-sized eggs are better, and also those eggs should be fertilized one. How we can understand whether the egg is fertilized or not, that I will tell you later. And also freshly laid one is good. All eggs are not good for rearing the poultry. It will not hatch. So let's go and see what is the test to understand whether the egg is a fertile one or not. That test is candle test. Candle test means it is an arrangement. There will be one box, and inside the box there is one light source and a lid will be there, and that lid will have a hole in its middle portion. And after closing this box with the lid, after lighting the this candle, then we need to place that egg that we need to examine over that hole. And as the lights, then we can see the blood spots if the egg is a fertile one, and if it is an unfertile one, it looks somewhat in this way. So in this way we can understand whether the egg is fertile or not. Next, incubation. Incubation means we need to hatch the egg selected, and for that we need to provide certain conditions, certain parameters that we need to provide. So what is incubation? It is the maintenance of the newly laid eggs in optimum conditions. That is important till hatching. So that is incubation. It is a maintenance of newly laid eggs in optimum conditions till hatching. Then which are the types of incubation? Natural type of incubation is there and artificial type of incubation is there. Then what is natural incubation? Natural means we know that how naturally eggs are incubated to hatch by simply keeping a brooder hen over the eggs, and it will give warmth for those eggs and help the eggs to hatch. So that's what caring of the eggs given by parent hens. It takes 2 to 4 weeks. And desi hens means indigenous breeds are ideal for considering to hatch the eggs. Then there is one limitation for this natural incubation method. What is that limitation? Only a few eggs can be incubated at a time. That is the limitation. Then coming to the artificial incubation. Artificial incubation means it will be done with the help of some machines. It is done in chambers, and inside the chambers we are maintaining ideal optimum conditions. Temperature, what about the temperature? It should maintain between 37 and 38 degrees Celsius. Humidity for the first 3 weeks. For the first 3 weeks, the humidity should be 60%, and later we need to raise it to 70%. And also inside that arrangement there should be some provision for keeping water, and a good ventilation should be there. These are all very important. And also oxygen's level should be 21%, and carbon dioxide level should be kept below 5%. Oxygen's level, a minimum of 21% oxygen should be there inside that setup. And the size of the incubator, its size varies. Okay. Then we can go and understand about the brooding or rearing of chicks. Uh, Means after hatching the eggs, how we are caring. That's what brooding. So what is brooding? It is a care given to the young chicks immediately after its hatching till 4 to 6 weeks. And also one more thing, I have shown here the picture of incubator. I forgot to show that. Anyway, brooding, I told you, it is a care given to the young chicks, freshly hatched chicks until 4 to 6 weeks. Natural brooding is there and artificial brooding is there. Natural brooding is done by the hen itself, parent hen, and that parent hen can care 15 to 20 chickens at a time. Even then the survival rate is low. We know that even the presence of a parent hen, then also so many predators will come and pick up these chickens. So natural brooding is not that much success. Then artificial brooding. Artificial brooding, it is using foster mothers, not its own mother. Or sometimes we can use some machines. They are called brooders. And inside that machines there is a system for controlling the temperature. So let's see what is brooders, what is this arrangement. This is a brooder, large scale brooder. There's a big chamber, and inside the chamber there will be provision to give food, water, and also for maintaining the temperature there will be some light source also. That is a brooder, say mechanical setup. What is the advantage of brooding, this artificial brooding? It can be done at any time irrespective of season, and also mortality rate, death rate will be very low in the case of artificial brooding. Then next stage, rearing of growers and layers. Rearing of growers and layers means what? It is the housing that we are giving to the birds to protect them from the predators. This also two types, semi-intensive and intensive. Semi-intensive, even if that term looks strange to us, the method is very commonly applicable in our locality. That is, during daytime, the hens are let loose in the open yard, and then only during night we are shutting it inside a house, hence house. So that is semi-intensive type. We are all familiar with that method. And intensive means, intensive itself again divided into two types. They are deep litter system and individual cage system or battery system. So let's see what is for deep litter system. In deep litter system, that means around 200 to 250 birds are kept in large rooms. I will show you the image later. And the flooring of that room will be filled with dry, that's important, dry straw and dry leaves. It should not be wet, moist. The moist, that filling may bring some contagious diseases, as it may led to the outbreak of so many fungal diseases. So that's why dry straw and dry leaves should be very important for flooring. And what's the advantage of this deep litter system? The droopings and that flooring litter later we can use as good manner. So let's see the picture of a deep litter system. This is a deep litter system. We can see that flooring is covered with litters of dry leaves or anything like that. Feeding provisions are also here. This is the deep litter. And there is no partition or separation between individual chicks. And next one is individual cage system or battery system. Individual cage system or battery system, as the name indicates, each and every hens are kept separate from each other. Care is given to each hen. And those cages are made of wire mesh on all sides, and the floor is having a slope. What is the purpose of that slope? With the help of that slope, the freshly laid eggs will roll down and it will fall to a tray that is kept outside the cage. And also individual care we can give to each and every hen here. Next, we are going to see the sexing of chicks. Rearing is over. Then we need to understand which are the hen, which are the cocks. So, what is sexing? Sexing means is the identification and sorting out of male and female chicks. Egg producing farmers, they need only female chicks, and broiler farmers needs only male chicks. For that, three methods are there: auto sexing, sexing using some machine, and also vent method. So first, auto sexing means it is simply observing the chicks, and with respect to some sex-linked character, we are identifying whether it is a male or female. That will be sometimes based on the plumage color, or maybe depends upon its height, or anything like that. So that is auto sexing. Then sexing machine means there will be some machine. What it is doing, it is magnifying the cloaca. Cloaca means that opening through which the egg is laying. So that openings is interior side is magnifying and observing. And on observing in that way, we can identify rudimentary sex organs of male. Means the initial first stage of male sex organ we can detect while observing the interior of the cloaca. By that way we can understand whether that chick is a male or female. Then what is Venn method? Venn method is also observing that cloacal portion, and while observing we can see the rudimentary sex organ. Yeah, if it is a male in that vein region, in that cloacal region, or in that opening through which the egg is laid, there we can see three prominences, three props. If it is a male, if it is a female, we can see only two. Picture I will show you. This is a male, three prominences we can see. In the case of female, only two is visible. So that's the sexing of chicks. Next, we are going to see poultry feeding. In what way we need to feed, which all things we can give for getting a good laying, or good quality eggs, or a good broiler. So what all things we need to take care of that for that purpose. Uh, and the food formulation is based on the purpose of rearing, whether that chicks are for rearing meat purpose or for getting the egg. So depending upon the purpose we need to plan for is food formulation. Objective of the poultry feeding, what is that? What is objective? Objective means to convert low quality food that we are giving, to convert it to high quality food like meat and eggs. That's the objective of poultry feeding. uh, then that feeding, the amount of food that we are giving, it should be according to the age of the bird. And what should be the amount of food need to give for starting chicks, or to the growing chicks, or to the laying hen broilers. That all varies. And what should be the composition of the diet? Sufficient amount of water should be there, enough amount of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. Feed additives. Feed additives means some preservatives, enzymes, and antibiotics to give giving those chicks immunity against diseases. That also should be there along with the diet. Then common feeds, which are the common feeds used to give to the chicks? Maize is a common type of food. It will provide carbohydrate, and through this way, the, chicks will get around 3000 kilocalorie of energy per kg. Per kg of maize will provide this much amount of energy. But this maize is poor in protein content. And then another option is groundnut oil cake. But before giving this groundnut oil cake, we need to remove the toxic part of it. That is aflatoxin. That part we need to remove from groundnut oil cake. Then broken rice, podiyeri. Broken rice and rice polish. Rice polish means tavud also we can use. Is the bran of the rice. And also tissue of some animals like a fish waste, slaughterhouse waste, that also we can give bones of animals, shells of mollusk. All these are we can give as a feed for chicken. And in what form we need to give the food to the chicks? All the ingredients we need to grind to appropriate size, small size, and need to mix well. And that mix, it is called a mash. That mix composition is called a mash. It can be fed either dry form or wet form. Dry method is very simple, and commonly in dry form itself is giving to the chicks. Then what is the average requirement of feed? Around 60 kg is required for 100 chickens up to the age of 4 weeks. And sometimes feeders also will be there to avoid wastage. Feeders means this one. So as the grains or whatever thing we are giving as food, if we put in this way, then we can avoid wastage. Then next we are going to see which are the poultry products. We all know what are the products we obtain from poultry. Obviously, egg will be there, meat will be there, and also manure also be there. So important products are egg and meat. Then which are the factors that determine the quality of the egg? um, it certainly depends upon the feed, what type of feed we are giving. And also for getting a good colored yolk, we need to feed the chickens with green foods and yellow maize. And good colored yolk means it is rich with vitamins. And there is no relation with the quality of egg with respect to the shell's color. There is no relation. And that shell's color is determined by which breed of the hen. That only determines the shell color. It has no role in determining the quality. Then regarding the nutrient value, it contain so many vitamins like A, B, D, E, lipids and phospholipids. And also it is rich in protein. And regarding the yolk, it contains 16 percentage protein, 16 percentage of its total weight. Egg white contain of its total weight 10 percentage be protein. And also this egg protein contain all the essential amino acids like valine, leucine, isoleucine, threonine, phenylalanine, etc. And also some minerals like phosphate, sodium, potassium, calcium and sulfur also present in the egg. So that much nutritive. So that's why we are considering egg as a part of balanced diet. And the meat, what is the specialty of the meat of a hen or a cock? It has high protein content and low fat. That's important. Fat content is very less in the case of the meat obtained from chicks. And for meat purpose, we usually prefer a bird that has grown 6 to 8 weeks. That much aged birds we are considering for meat purpose. Then regarding the poultry droppings, they are good manures. They are rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. and also this droppings in its dry form we are using to manuring the fish culture ponds. Okay. Uh, with this, we finish today's class and section. Thank you.
I'm an icon, man. Damn, a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in a Benz.